Hi, Jonathan Bednar here, certified financial planner, owner of Paradigm Wealth Partners. Today I'm going to talk to you about a concept that I call the Opportunity Fund. And we're going to dive into how this might fit into your financial plan. I've been talking with young professionals, in their late 30s, early 40s, maybe even into their early 50s. And we're checking a lot of the boxes. We're doing the things for their financial plan for their future selves. And a lot of times the question comes back to me around, what should I do next? Is there anything else I can do? Am I doing everything that I can be or that I should be? And one of the things that I like to talk about is the Opportunity Fund. How can we use this Opportunity Fund to create a greater impact for our financial plan and our future self? So I want to talk about one of the first things that happens when we get income into our family from our paycheck. One of the first places that money goes is actually right back out the door in the form of living expenses. So this would be gas, groceries, mortgage payment, cell phone bill, anything that we need to rely on for our day-to-day lives. Now, some of that's discretionary. I'm not going to get too much into that conversation today. I just want to talk about living expenses as a whole and how that money comes in and goes right back out in the form of living expenses. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we often do is we start thinking about retirement accounts. And so this might be 401k, it might be 403b, might be a Roth IRA or an IRA, but it's the things that we do in order to save money for our future selves. 30, 40 years down the road, when we're retired, we are trying to provide our future selves a basket of money to generate income off of, so that when we do retire, we've got that, that bucket of money to provide for us. So that's usually the first place we go to after we've got enough cash flow to pay our living expenses. We start to go to retirement and saving that money. The other thing that we talk a lot about is insurance or risk protection, ways so that, if something happens to us, if we have a premature death, maybe there's life insurance to protect the family against that loss of income. We have health insurance to provide, medical coverage for our family. We have long-term care insurance. Maybe if you're in your mid-50s or 60s and you're thinking about what happens if I become too old to take care of myself and I can't take care of myself the way that I need to. Maybe long-term care insurance comes into play. So we've got these three main buckets of money. We've got living expenses, we have retirement, and then we have insurance. And these three buckets really build out a pretty solid financial foundation for ourselves that we can feel pretty confident in. And there's all sorts of variances inside of these and strategies that we can employ inside of these to strengthen our financial plan. But let's just assume you have all those checked. What do you do next? What happens now? And I think a great way to think about this would be an opportunity fund. And think of this as the go anywhere, do anything account. So when I'm framing this conversation around people, let's just say something tragic happens, they have an emergency fund that gets depleted. They could use this opportunity fund to restore their emergency fund or pay those living expenses while things, are in that rough patch, while, whatever event happened. So it serves primarily, first and foremost, as a backup to a living expenses, a backup emergency fund. The second thing it could do is be a backup to your insurance plan. So it could be a way to just continue to build an investment for your long-term care expenses, for an unforeseen health event, for maybe some additional insurance or medical needs that you may want, counseling, or some additional maybe preventative care, chiropractic care, some things like that that you might need later on in life, but you don't need now, and you just want to provide some additional benefit for yourself. I think an HSA might be something that I think about here. Something that, you know, we get some immediate benefits from now, but it's a way to pay, or a bucket of money to pay additional future health expenses 20, 30, 40 years down the road. So kind of as an insurance protection, so that if we have a claim or something come up that goes above and beyond what our insurance needs are, or can cover, what our insurance covers, we've got that backup money. And then finally, a backup to the retirement account. So if we're already doing the 401k, we're doing the IRA or Roth IRA, maybe we're already saving in an investment account, you're kind of trying to formulate what happens now. Maybe you start to think about, passive income or real estate, or you want to start a business, or a number of things. That's really where I think this opportunity fund really starts to shine. So as a backup to these three main kind of chassis or arms off the frame would be living expenses, retirement, and insurance. And now we've got a fund that we can use for starting a business. We can use it for real estate. We can use this for maybe dividend growth investing. We can use this for college education for either ourselves, if we're going to go back to get another degree or get some more education, or a family member. The benefit of having this extra pool of money is for the unknown, not necessarily an emergency, like a huge rainy day fund. We want a minor rainy day fund, and this can serve as the minor rainy day fund. But really, we're putting this money aside so that the unknown event happens. You find a real estate deal that you weren't necessarily looking for, and it pops up, and you decide you want to pursue that, or you want to start a business, or you have a charitable inclination and you want to donate to a charity, or you want to help someone that might be in need. This is just a great place to do that from, and you're not interrupting the other three buckets that are really serving your core financial planning foundation. I think this is something, if you haven't thought about and you haven't implemented yet, look at your financial plan. See if it makes sense for you to create this opportunity fund, see where it fits in for you, and just, think about it. It's not something that I think everyone needs. It's not something that I think that is a must-have for your financial plan. I do think it's something to consider for, the big question of, what should I do next, or what else can I do when you're thinking about your personal finances? Thanks for listening. Be confident in your retirement. Have a wonderful day.